Here we are in the private stock area, and we're getting ready to sign a guitar, which Paul does to every private stock,
Well, so do you.
and so do I.
That's right. Who made that guitar?
This is a Floyd Schultz.
So we made the guitar, he carved the owl, right?
Yep.
It's beautiful. Has it got its final coats yet? Is it done?
No, it's not done, because we still have to sign it, and then we coat it over top. That way it protects the
All right,
signature.
so typically do you sign it first or do I sign it first?
Well, first it depends on how busy you are.
Doesn't it depend on how busy you are?
No. It's all about you.
Oh, no, that's gonna stick. You just put that on video on our website. That's not cool. You got me. That's great. The eye is like tracking you.
I know.
The way he makes the eye on these birds is it kind of tracks you. And, you know, if I hold it up and you're looking at the eye, it's kind of looking at you from every direction. It's very cool what Floyd's done. I mean, it's kind of eerie. So it gets a private stock number.
Yes, and a date, and a serial number.
And you have the serial number memorized?
Nope. The serial number is right there.
Oh, so now you have to look at it.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I look at it multiple times so I don't write the wrong number. See, like again, when I'm distracted,
Like by me?
I don't want to forget the private stock number.
You know, it's worth mentioning Paul has an art degree. What school did you go to, Paul?
Maryland Institute College of Art in Baltimore City.
So...
You couldn't tell by my signature, though.
No, I could tell by how you wrote and how careful you wrote. I mean, the thing about it is somebody with an art degree who's also a manager, who's also, you know, running private stock, who's also a guitar maker. It's a good combination, Paul. So do I get to ruin it now, or is it going to be all right?
Yes, just take your time.
You're killing me. This is Eric Granroth. Eric not only is a gifted repairman and guitar maker, but he assembles the majority of private stocks, right?
Yeah.
And check them all.
Yes.
So, really, kind of what we want to go over is not exactly how you do it, but what are you thinking when you're, say, putting this guitar together, right? Let's trade guitars for a moment.
That's our new rainforest.
And it's got a curly mahogany back, which is as rare as hen's teeth, and a curly mahogany neck as rare as hen's teeth. Beautiful rosewood fretboard. So what happens? This guitar comes in, and what do you think when you first see it? What do you do? Do you make an assessment of it? What do you think?
I'll do, and is I'll get the guitar and I'll look at the order sheet to see what parts it's going to get. The team that I'm on is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I work with the best of the best in here, and they make this beautiful piece of art. And then I get it at that point and try to make it into the best musical instrument that it can be. First thing I'll do is I'll take it and I'll look it over and make sure the finish is good after I've make sure that all the parts are right.
When he says the finish is good, he means it's perfect. He doesn't mean it's good. His good means he found 0 defects, right?
Okay, if I find any defects, it gets fixed.
Right.
And then I'll start with the nut, and then the tuners. I'll do the headstock first and just kind of work my way down.
You know, the requirements around here for just how you glue the nut on are not small.
Right.
There can be absolutely no gap in front of the nut or under the nut. It has to be laid in perfectly. It has to be glued so well you almost have to damage the guitar to get it off, right?
Yes.
So that, and what happens then is it resonates better, right? In the end, I mean, you're buying something beautiful. It's a piece of art, but it's a musical instrument, and it better perform as one, right?
So then after this is set up, or after it's all the parts are on it, including the strings, I'll tune it, I'll set the truss rod, I'll cut the nut, set the 12th fret height.
That's
Set-
what this.
Yep. Raising or lowering the bridge. Then I'll set the pickup height and the intonation, and then plug it in and make sure that it all works.
And the frets were leveled prior to you getting the guitar.
Correct.
Right? How long did it take you to get to the point where you are at your skill level? How many years did you assemble private stocks until you thought you were standing around at the skill level you are now? How many years?
Probably 4 or 5 years at least.
Okay. And you started at guitar making school and then came here and
Sure.
worked in Final Assembly for how long?
Worked in Final Assembly for 3 years. Then I went to quality control for another year or two. And while I was in Final Assembly, it was before we had this position.
Right.
And so I started building private stocks at that point. And then all while I was on QC, I was building private stocks.
So if I pick up this guitar and check it, and it's all set up right, it's all done right, I'm still going to have a comment with that. And I'm going, you didn't do your job, right? And I'm not going to say good job on 80 other things. I'm going to say, where's the truss rod cover?
Right.
Obviously, that goes on last. Is that
That
what
goes on last.
And once, by the way, I come and check all these guitars when they're done, and there are, I wouldn't say angry arguments, but heated debates sometimes, like whether something's good enough or not, or whether the customer's getting what he's counting on. Paul, this is Paul Miles, Director of Private Stock, and have you checked this guitar already?
No, I have not. Just got built.
All right, so after I check them, most of the time you're checking them as well, right? Could have handed to me in tune.
Talk to Eric.
He was the last one with it. It's not his problem. So what I'll do is I'll kind of pick the instrument up, make sure the neck shape's cool, get a sense of whether it's buzzing or the frets are level, look at how it's set up, feel it, check whether knobs work. But in the end, it's about how musical it is, right? We set the amp at a fairly low, for high gain amp, fairly low. And you can tell at that gain, if the guitar's not driving it, what'll happen is it won't distort, right? But if you bite into it, so it's real indicative of how loud the guitar is, whether the thing has some life to it, whether it's sucking energy out, or it's adding energy back, or whatever it is, right? And then sometimes we'll turn it down and clean it up. Listen to the sustain of the guitar, and make a judgment about whether we think it's what kind of musical instrument it is. Is it a really good musical instrument? Is it a really good guitar? I mean, this is the beginning of its journey. You know, this thing's going on a journey. It's going to get in a box in a case, and it's going to go to a dealer and then a customer, and it's going to be held in a collection or used live or be in the studio or whatever it is. And really, we want to make sure that the thing's got, as they say, when babies are born, good APGAR scores. You want to make sure that the baby's okay to leave the hospital, right? And we don't think it's sick. It really has become its life. This has got, what, mammoth ivory inlays in it that have been etched. So you're not allowed to use elephant ivory, but you can use all the mammoth ivory you can dig out of the ice in Russia. You're not going to make them go extinct. Anyway, we're good. This is a nice guitar player. Good guitar player.